Hey guys, I'm live today with Tamara Thompson, CEO and founder of Serious Take Productions. I'm super excited because she has a very interesting journey from corporate to the entrepreneurial entrepreneurial journey. That was meant to be world. Journey. So, Tamara, can you tell us all, the people who are hearing from you for the first time, what is it that you do?
Yeah. Well, first off, I always say, like, because people always get my name wrong, and they're like, is it Tamara? Is it Tamara? I was like, it's Tamara. Think director Tamara behind the camera. So I'm like, Tamara camera. But yeah, so, like, my story, it's kind of, well, it starts back when I was young. Like, I actually, like, used to run around with the cameras, like, back when I was, like, 7 years old. My dad had one of those big camcorders, like, hey,
Heavy things.
And so they were probably bigger than my head. So, yeah, it was bigger than my head. And so, yeah, video has always been a part of my life. And when I was in junior high school, I used to make silly music videos with my neighbor. We used to rock out to, like, Bush, the song Glycerine. We're, like, jumping on the couch and stuff, like, making silly videos. And later on in life, when YouTube came out, I actually started right the year when YouTube came out. I started making silly YouTube videos, and it was kind of crazy because I used to make silly videos, and I had actually created a channel that I had over 800,000 views on, and I ended up deleting that channel. People were like, "Why? Why?" I was like, "Well, first off, I didn't want to be known as this like just silly girl that was running around that could be, have millions of viewers on YouTube by now. Who knows? But we'll never know, right?" But yeah, video has always just been a part of my life, and I didn't really get into professional video until my late 20s. I went back to school for filmmaking at the Art Institute, and because my family, for like 4 years after YouTube started, they're like, just go do video, like just go do something you love that you're passionate about. And I never put like career and passion into the same sentence like growing up, but because I was in the fitness industry for like 8 years, but then I actually started creating like workout videos for like some of the fitness trainers that I was like working out with and stuff like that and working with. And so I was like, this could take off, right? So yeah, I basically went through, did the whole freelance life, and was working for corporate companies. And I know you and I had a conversation about this, but I had been video production manager, which I knew all the roles from the production to the post-production to directing to editing, everything. And I came into this online educational platform for physical therapists and chiropractors, right? And so what was cool about it, though, is like I come in and their videos were pretty like plain, like just one camera, talking instructor, talking head, long videos, like hour and 20 minutes long. And I'm like, whoa. I'm like, what are you doing? I'm like, I don't even want to watch this for like 2 minutes, but that's just me being brutally honest, right? But I mean, people have to sit down and watch these videos to continue their education and get credits, right? So I was like, well, why don't you guys make it more entertaining? And so I said, well, why don't you bring in this camera and this camera? So like 2-3 angles, and then they showed demonstrations. Like, of course, like with physical therapists and chiropractors, they have to showcase different exercises and things like that. And then I said, why don't you throw in like 3D models, because you can bring in 3D animation, 3D modeling, Adobe like graphics, like of like anatomy and stuff. And they're like, whoa, that's cool. So yeah, long story short, that company started with me and like 8 other people, and now they're off running like well in Seattle with like 80 plus employees. And yeah, that was one story that got me to where I am now. But I wanted to be more. I wanted to do more. I wanted to be more creative. I wanted to impact more people. So I left that company, produced for another production company for full time for not super long, about like less than half of a year. But I was a producer for Microsoft and Starbucks. And so through that journey, I really was like, okay, this is cool. I'm working with these high corporate people. But on the side, I was always passionate about doing other things, like making music videos. I'm like over there on Twitter, like tweeting out people that want NBC's The Voice. I'm like, hey, do you need like a music video created? Start connecting with people on Twitter. Like that was this one platform that I used a lot, and I connected with a lot of people on Twitter. And so going through there, I decided to create a web series that I went out and interviewed people that were on like American Idol and The Voice, and then all of a sudden they were like hiring me to do music videos. But at the time, I was working with starving artists, and I thought to myself, well, a lot of them couldn't afford to create videos either, so I was here building this portfolio, right? And so I did that, and then through that process, my partner Danielle, she's also the CMO of our business. She was saying like, Tamara, you need to like work with entrepreneurs, like, or business owners. Like, you need to start making money, right? I was like, yeah, you're right. So I started working with other companies like Gabriel Cosmetics and Safeway and Albertsons grocery store chain over in the United States. And so it got to the point where I was being, I don't know, it was weird. I was in this corporate world. Like, I love the people on the team, but there were certain situations that became extremely stressful. We had a producer that would, on every single Microsoft shoot, it was literally like I just get these stare downs from across the room, like I could read her mind, like, no, you should be doing this or something, and I'm like, what? Tell me, like, telepathically send me a message. Like, I can't read your mind. But it was just, I asked everyone, I said, is she always like this on every production? Like, they're like, yeah, we're just used to it by now. And I said, well, that's not how it should be. Like, let's figure out a way to get past this. So I worked with this for a few more months, and then I said, you know what? I want to be my own boss. Like, I always knew I had the fire in me to do something else. And so what I did was, for the corporate clients, Gabriel Cosmetics and Safeway, I turned around and put together year-long proposals that would generate more profit, more revenue on those 2-year contracts than I would in that actual corporate position. I said to myself, if they say yes, I'm just going to go and never look back. Basically, that's what I did, and that's where it started running for Serious Take Productions, basically back in 2014. So we've just been going, like, hold on to your pants. So yeah, that's where it started.
That's epic. So you're now doing education as well, you told me.
Oh, education? Yeah, so I'm producing content right now for a video course. I've actually released a couple of courses in the past, but I'm really stepping up into like what I really want to teach, because we do run a premium level video production company where we actually produce high quality videos, but I wanted to be able to impact and market to more people, because not everyone can afford our services, nor is everyone ready to work with us at that point. Like, they don't have their full focus on their brand yet. They don't know if they want a branding trailer or an online course production. But everyone has to start somewhere, from Facebook Lives to, Facebook and Instagram videos, like even short clips that can be used for, online marketing and Facebook ads and everything like that. But half the time people are just scared to pick up the phone, iPhone or whatever, smartphone, something you use daily. People look at this as a liability, and I'm like, all you have to do is use your smartphone as an asset, right? So we turned around and we started creating content and courses. We're having a course come out. It's going to be called Serious Take Videos, where the content's already recorded. We're setting up everything right now. But literally how to create high quality content videos with your smartphone, but not just the settings, like not just the lighting, not just the audio, but that's all included, not just the stability, but how to actually create specific content creatively for your brand. If you're a network marketer, if you're a musician, if you're in real estate, like really deep diving, because I get really passionate about like helping people pull out their core message, no matter what their brand is, because branding is very important, because you need to get your key message across for people to be able to work with you and understand why they're doing what they're doing. So yeah, we're basically releasing that. We put together a video quality guide. It's basically a 22-page guide that leads into a 5-day challenge that we're launching on August 1st. And then that's going to go in through our funnel. So there's a lot of cool stuff going on, because I thought, well, geez, I can't teach everybody in person. I speak from stages. I teach at workshops and stuff like that. But why not create an online product where people can go through and reach more people? That's because at this point, just have to impact as well.
Yeah. When you say teach people how to do video creatively, what do you mean by that?
So when I think creatively, I think anyone that watches one of our videos, if you look up like Serious Take Productions and you watch one of our trailer videos, we go through like a whole process, right? Like, some people be like, well, I'm going to promote this product and this is my story, this is my brand. But then I sit down and ask them, what really is your story? What is that key message? How can you create it more creatively? So like an example, like we took we had 4 smartphones with us, but you don't have to have 4. Even though I do know plenty of influencers that are like shooting off with like 1 or 2 or 3 live streams at once. Because you have the programs now that you can use your smartphone and your iPad at the same time and interchange like live streams together, which is cool. And so when I say creative, is like being able to show that people can create videos on the sense of not just talking head, but being able to actually like implement B-roll. So B-roll, for those that might not know, is the creative overlay that you add to a video. Like, they add emotion as well. So music is super important, right? So a lot of people are just shooting videos and they're posting them, but a lot of people talk about storytelling because that's important, because you want to build your brand, you want to build rapport with people. But why not learn how to actually use your smartphone, even apps to edit? Like go out and shoot like really cool shots. Let's say you're in real estate and you're like, I'm going to do a home tour. You're going to go out and you're going to take a stability rig and like the DJI Osmo or that Smooth. I'm literally getting targeted by the Smooth like ad in Facebook time. I was like, I love this thing. But be able to go out and shoot with your smartphone and be able to take that creative shot that you want to show people to tell a story on your brand and add it to your video and be able to add music to it. Because a lot of people,
the tone there with the music Batman, that's probably the best example I can give.
So like music's important too. Like, do you know when you're like, you're watching a video and you can watch 2 videos on the side, you play one, you play the next, and you feel like there's something missing. There's one that's like where you're watching it and like the hair is raising on your arms. And then there's another one where you're watching and you're like, yeah, that was okay. Like most people think, what is that? It's usually music, which is interesting, but we've done tests and studies and our team's really good. Like I could be sitting there for like an hour, like looking for like a song, and I like play it with a track or with a video and I'm like, nope. It's just something that's important. So we teach people, like myself, I teach people like what they should be looking for depending on like tools or websites or even places where you can go live. So we usually use audiojungle.net. So that one's awesome because you can go in there and license music depending on how many views you think you're going to get, or if you're putting it on YouTube, you can get licenses as low as $15 a song, up to like $300 depending on how many people you feel like you're going to send out to the masses, right? And so audiojungle.net is awesome, but it's also great for like different things. Like they have Video Hive, which is attached to it. So you can go in and find intros or little logo bumpers that you can put into the beginning of your videos to make them more creative, right? Like a lot of our videos open with like, and not everyone's going to do this, but we open with like 4K drone shots because people were like, whoa, look at that like beautiful shot of the ocean. And I'm not saying everyone has to go out and do that, but get creative, take your smartphone out and just get some cool shots that you can put and overlay, over your video content that you're creating to send out to people, because we're so used to seeing just people talking and sharing stories, but why not be able to get creative with your smartphone? I mean, there's just simple ways to do it, and that's why I created a course basically to showcase like how people can do that effectively with their time, because if you go through a course that showcases all of this for you, then you're like, okay, boom, 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 this is what I need to do. Now you have to implement. You must take action though, because it's not going to go anywhere. So, and then once you've created that, then you obviously go through the Facebook marketing side and Instagram, like, because you have to get lead generation and eyeballs on it. It's period. Like there's steps to what you need to do. First, get comfortable doing video. Second, actually do video. Thirdly, actually post your video. Get feedback, do whatever. Send it out live. There's just so many things you can do. But I think as people start to compete more in the online space, especially entrepreneurs, people need to start thinking outside of the box. Okay. Because with the creativity part, I mean, what else can you do other than people start showing, PowerPoint slides or little graphics or things like that? But yeah, why not use your own smartphone to go out and shoot your own footage and be able to implement.
Differentiated market that's starting to get busier and busier, and shoot original content that you can use, but know how to shoot it in an effective way, but use audio and music to give it a bit of a visual
like creating
differentiation.
your own. It's like creating documentaries, right? People can go out and create their own stories, and that's what people want to see, because the more relationship building, more rapport you build with people, especially visually, when they can hear your voice, they can see your emotions, that's when they're going to be drawn to work with you as well. Like it's really important. So, I mean, people see you all the time. You post your interviews, and you're just being real with people, asking them like tactics and other things that they've used to grow their business. You're giving information and value for people, but people are going to see you and hear your voice and see your mannerisms.
It is a
like,
bizarre thing when you hear from people, because they just assume they know you. It's like, we haven't actually spoken before.
But I feel, don't you ever get on like a Skype call with someone and you're like, I feel like I've known you forever. Like you might be like connected with someone on Facebook, like you've been connected on Facebook for like a year, and like I'll meet somebody like I know you and I both know Samantha Riley, right? Like she's in Australia, and I spoke on her panel at her event, but I met her through Facebook, and we stayed in touch, but it was like we knew each other. We met each other in person for the first time at her event in California. And I'm like, hey, what's up? We're like besties now. But it's really cool because you can have these Skype conversations or use smartphones to record videos where people feel like they're connected to you, because that's what people want. They want to be a part of something.
It's speeding up intimacy. It's allowing you to build up the trust, the knowledge, the like in a much faster time period, because people are actually connecting with a human rather than some static image.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, I'm constantly targeted on Facebook by like specific ads and stuff, and I'm more prone to like click on the video ads because I want to see what people are saying. I want to see how they act, stuff like that. Like, but that's just me, because I'm like, oh, it's just another ad. I'm like, scroll down, scroll. Oh, video, push. More people like push videos than anything these days, I swear.
Brilliant. All right, Tamara, where would be the best place for people to connect with you and learn more about these courses and trainings?
Yeah, so I could also send you a link to go to our video quality guide as well, so you can kind of learn more about that. But I think the best place to probably connect with me, I have my Facebook page. You can type in Director Tamara Thompson. That one's more my like public figure page. But if you want to really look and see what we're really creating at Serious Take Productions, I would follow our Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. I love Twitter. Like, people don't understand like the magic you can create with Twitter sometimes. Like, that's where I actually built a lot of my relationships, and we've actually built when I produced, directed Inspired by 11, one of our last entrepreneurial documentaries. That's where I used to actually connect with people like Marcus Lemonis from The Profit, Lori Grenier from Shark Tank follows me on Twitter. Like, I found strategies on how to get people's attention the right way. And so it's cool to be able to say that I've been able to connect with really cool people through that process. And that was how I started using that to actually connect with other influential people that we're now talking with for another documentary, as well as other projects coming up. So, but yeah, my Twitter handle is at Serious Take Pro, and that's the same for our Instagram. So you can follow that too.
Brilliant. All right. Well, thank you so much. And we'll see you on the next episode, guys.